the elders. Ready? All right, Shalom, Shalom. And we would like to start out by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Hakadosh. Hey, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who well. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. All right, we are the GMS Mississippi Count. I'm gonna hand it forward to the brother Preacher Pat.
Title of this lesson tonight is America, the Faded Glory. You know, and as you see what's going on with current news, you know, with the so-called pandemic, it's causing a lot of uncertainty on these people's faces. You know, so it's causing a lot of uproars with the people around the world, and that's how we know through the Spirit this is the right major crisis for the elites to go ahead and enforce this global transformation. You know, this NWO. So, you know, with America known as Babylon the Great, you know, they had their glory years through the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. That was like their heightened years. You know, their late 60s, that's when our forefather, Albert Bivens, came out with the truth. He introduced the world really to Yahushua. And, you know, this place, America, has been on a straight decline, man. So this is like America, the faded glory. And so the more that it's been coming faded on the left-hand side, the more light is coming out on the right-hand side by the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, proclaiming the downfall of this place, you know.
Hey, quick for you. You know, many people looked up Fake Glory Pants, right? 1972. It came out in 1972.
And that's when the fall came, you know.
Wow.
3 days and a half, you know.
1972.
Yep.
And somebody Obadiah, the satellite.
Yeah. All right. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. Yeah. Well, I'll read verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
That's it.
Yeah. And like Esau, you know, and going into how the scripture says that surely you're turning of things upside down shall be seen as polished clay.
Yeah.
You know, and because as wickedness and unrighteousness came into the earth, it's going to fade away. You know, just as this particular landmass that the Heavenly Father has his children in the land of captivity, that captivity is going to fade away. You know, but Esau, Edom as a nation of people are going to fade away, you know, because like you mentioned, bro, during their glory years, they've been living in grandeur moments and times with the pursuant to the scriptures, with the whole entire planet Earth in their hands.
Right. Since you said that, I'm gonna read the next verse. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
So you got to think about the least of Esau. It's only so much you can just continue to plow wickedness amongst the earth, man. And you know what I'm saying? Before Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to take you down. That's what we're seeing right now, just like a free for all for wickedness in this world.
Right.
So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he has raised up sincere prophets to be representatives for him to pull down the strongholds in this society. You know?
I have a quick precept with you. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
You know, let's go into our forefather Albert Bivens, man. We came on the scene through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, introduced this world to Yahushua. And you know, you just see through the spirit how this spiritual vehicle known as the internet, it just has taken off through the spirit, man. So, yeah.
And going into your topic too, when you talk about that faded glory of Esau, it says he's going to send the prophet Elijah before the coming in a great dreadful day of the Lord. Meaning what? We are not in that dreadful period, you know, or more so, you know, like Priest Baal would say, the cool of the day.
The cooler day. That's
The
right.
cool of the day is going to do what? Fade away.
That's right, man. It's like it's like the quiet before the storm. That's right.
You want to, we told him to get Sirach.
Man, this is Nahum chapter 3, verse 4. And it reads, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
So that whoredoms, you know, is going to that spiritual fortification of America. You know, we're dealing with its democracy, its lies, you know, all this ideology that has pushed forth throughout the whole world. And these other nations, you know, they took a sip of that Babylonian wine, and they want to take another sip of it, you know. They kept drinking it after. And now they left the ways of their old ancient customs. Now they following right after their whore. You know?
You said silk, right? In Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. That's silk.
That's right. You know, America is like that main hub of wickedness. That's why it's considered as a welfare harlot. You know? So all these other nations, they want to adopt the ways of America. You know, they became just like America, just even worse now.
It's like walking into a filthy brothel and you have lined up, pick one. You know, America was that one that has been picked by all nations. You know,
That's true.
you know, maybe 9, 10, 11 women lined up. You know, but it's always that one who's picked every single time.
They're well favored harlots.
Another thing,
No, go ahead, John.
another thing, especially when the man is enticed by a woman, you know, when the man is seduced by a woman, pretty much that man starts altering his lifestyle to fit that woman, you know, to be accepted and to be, you know, to be pretty much, yeah, to be validated by that woman. Because you look at what the nation's doing, is like they're jockeying to be validated by America. You see, just like with like a woman, you know, like the popular girl in high school, you know, you had all these jakes trying to do what? Be validated by her. You know?
Standing in a locker,
Yeah.
walking, trying to walk in class.
Yeah. You start what's that what's his name? Masego?
Yeah, Masego.
Yeah, that song I Play Everything.
Yeah.
He said he learned how to play everything trying to get a woman. Like he learned how to play every instrument because she like whatever instrument she like, that's what he learned how to play. And that's how it is with America, man.
Yeah.
Everybody dances to the tune of America.
Just a little bit real quick. All right, Sirach 8:2. Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance, because they gave thy soul unto Babylon. They gave their traditions up for Babylon's ways, just in turn so she can have access to their resources. They're setting her foot upon thy substance. Then it says,
And he
meet not.
did that so they could get in bed with Babylon.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right. Yeah.
They wanted to penetrate.
Right. Import, export.
That's right.
You gotta think why Jake and even the truth still want to get lined up.
That's right.
Because women, you know,
The flies
yeah.
again.
Jake, you know, Jake changed everything about himself based on the woman, man.
That's how you know the Most High. I speak as a man. The Most High set up women as a marker to see if you really in the faith. He set up women as a marker to see if you really are a man that's dedicated to the Most High. Not just like the elect, but like in general. Because like a woman is like, okay, if you choose this route, I already put poison inside her. So if you go left and go that way, I already set it up to where you're gonna get destroyed by it.
Yeah. And can't nobody or nothing break a man's heart beside a woman. Why? Because a woman is a man's glory. And see, we have to go through this because why? We broke Yahweh Shem Shah's heart. We was his glory from the spiritual side.
I got one more. All right, verse 3. Meet not with the harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. So the harlot was America. All right, what was her snares? All right, it was her enchantments. Because that's how a woman, right? She has clothes that enchant you. If you look at the word enchant, it goes back to allure. So she lures you in through what? Her accentuating clothes, her loud colors, well, her smell. Well, the way America promoted itself was like an enchantment of a whore to the other nations that wanted to lie with her. All right, it said, but lest I fall into a snare. So that was her snare. Like you said, then it was her way of life. All right, that's why I said in Nahum, the nations are drunk enough for wine, therefore the nations are mad. They got Cardi B. They woke up and found their stuff missing.
Now America done hit that wall. You know, like those women hit the wall. Yeah, America done hit the wall. You know, titties say,
Going out.
the ass gonna drop. You know, the walls through. You see, that feel ain't the same.
Yeah, wow, too many times.
You still trying to go on fans only, trying to get some, you know.
Yeah, so. Hey, then just going back to Jeremiah 51:7, saying, you know, how the brothers were saying that America is that hub, is that place. And that's why the scripture states well favored, like y'all stated, and also gold and cup. Because gold is what? Number one. Cup is that position, you know what I'm saying? Or a portion in the Hebrew. So America is that top position that can actually, you know, govern these other countries and things of that nature to leave their way of life and to come over and be assimilated to American standard.
The well-favored harlot. Hey, if you could get were you in Jeremiah 51?
Yeah, I mean, verse 7,
Can you go to verse 8 before the start?
all right, yeah, come. Hey, Jeremiah 51:7, I'll finish it out. Hey, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Verse 8.
Drunk her wine. You've adopted her ways. All right. Democracy, Christianity, so-called westernization, the feminist movement. All right. That's great. That's why the divorce rate is so high. I was studying the divorce rates in other countries. The reason why the divorce rate is so high, because one of it is they've adopted the ideology of relationships by way of American standards.
That's right, bro. Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain.
Take balm for her pain. Now we know there's like economic resets and stimulus packages, but from like a spiritual standpoint, you have a woman that's hitting a wall. She's making an effort to reverse her aging.
Yeah.
That's when they get the Botox. That's when they get all the type of surgery because they want to reserve their youth.
Braces.
More, bro. Yeah. Say it again.
Braces.
Braces. Yeah. They're trying to.
Lips.
Yep.
Mhm.
They're trying to keep that same image they had in their 20s when they were that golden cup. Their well-favored harlot.
And only people want to do that are women who were ran through, became harlots at a very young age.
Yeah.
They see that youth kind of expiring.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones that do it.
Yeah.
But those women that had a longer purification time period, they don't really be seeking those things.
Right.
That's why the scripture says that a harlot may be known in her eyelids and already looks.
If so be she may be healed.
And jump to verse 1.
All right. Nahum 3:1. It states, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery."
Yeah, so America's that bloody city, It's all full of lies dealing with its ideologies and mainstream media, and it's enticed these other nations to follow their agenda. It's history, right?
That's a harlot though. They'll lie about their body count.
Yeah.
America lie about its bloody body count.
Always the big.
Always the victim. Yep. They hate it. They jealous of our freedom.
The prey depart not.
Well, we consider the prey, the Israelites, more so than the elect,
Verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
Those philosophies, which are enchantments.
The mistress of witchcraft.
Yep, because those enchantments are witchcrafts because they'll turn the nation out. You really got if you're westernized, you're really under a spell.
That sell nations through her whoredoms.
Yeah, that persuade nations to adopt her ways of life through how she promotes herself. Democracy, Christianity.
And families through her witchcraft.
Yep, which is a form of witchcraft.
So that's by the ways of that social engineering. That's that tool that Esau uses to push for his, that right major crisis. Going to this NWO agenda by this great reset of this so-called pandemic. That's why this guy, Henry Kissinger, he stated the New World Order cannot happen without U.S. participation, as we are the most significant single component. Yes, there will be a New World Order and will force the United States to change its perceptions. So it got to start with that main hub of America to enforce these other nations go ahead to be accepted of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that main hub.
Let me just make a point. Going into America being a whore, right? The nature of a whore is to interpret discipline and tradition as a form of oppression. So Spirit was on me like the other day. If you have a woman that's raised by her father, right? She's dresses modestly. She doesn't wear makeup. She's in at a certain time. She doesn't have boyfriends. Her best friend that's that same age that's not raised like that is going to interpret her like she's oppressed. Like your daddy don't let you get out. He don't let you do nothing. You are your own person. That's your body. And that's what America did to those other countries. They persuaded those other countries that what's going on in your country is a form of oppression. That's why they always push freedom, democracy, humanitarian. Because really it's rebellion against their traditions. Satanism is really rebellion against God, so-called God, in the name of freedom.
Yeah.
That's why you're called a whore, because the nature of a whore is they have no restraint. That's why they're called free spirits, libertines.
Every fountain and drink.
Yep.
That's right.
Or open up quiver to every arrow. Passing by. Which kind of precept for you. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yea, thou shalt show her all her abominations."
You can equate that to America, because America had to get the glory first before it became faded.
That's right.
Think about it. she had to be esteemed first, and then once she became faded, now the judgment comes.
Right.
So we're in the end of America's rulership because now the Most High is making it evident her glory has become faded.
That showcasing more the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This glorified kingdom amongst the whole world for many, many years. Now, what power is that going to bring it down? That's what the people going to want to know. That's what I'm saying.
Because you look at like even ancient Egypt, the children of Israel were in captivity in the land of Egypt, and the Pharaoh was a great king. You know, he ruled many large land masses during that particular time. Man, he reigned with an iron fist. You know, all people feared the dominance of the Pharaoh of Egypt during that time. Man. You know, but you look at the ancient kingdom of Egypt, it's what is history. Because that meant that it did what? It faded to black. It was glorified, it was brought to a higher state, and then it was brought down very, very low in a devastated fashion. You know, to the point to where the children of Israel created a song that said that Pharaoh and his army have drowned in the depths of the sea.
That's right.
And they rejoiced in it, man. You know?
Exodus 15.
That's right.
I got a real quick, because you said that. It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahweh
Going into what? The glory of America has been faded.
Yeah.
It will start over because a proverb is what? A wise saying. But the only people that will actually interpret this wise saying is the hopeful elect or the elect. Go ahead, bro.
It's in the book of Romans, who know the mind of the Lord.
That's it. That's it. Only the elect. The elect knows the mind of the Lord via the Holy Spirit.
The election have obtained the rest of the world.
They're blind.
That's why the scripture says to speak not against the truth, man.
That's right.
But be abased in our ignorance. Because a lot of people say things that they truly are ignorant of, but the scripture says that every man's words shall be weighed in the balance.
That's right. Idle words.
That's right.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say,
Who's the modern day king of Babylon? Joe Biden. Go ahead.
how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Right, because America glory has been faded. The Most High appointed America to rule and then to have a downfall. All right, so now the oppressor, all right, actually the oppressor will become oppressed. All right, because what goes around comes around.
You go to the word glory, it goes into like his honor, praise, his pump. That same chapter, the other reading, Isaiah 14, says how the Most High gonna breathe down the pump to the grave. That lofty city, man, that represents to America. Right? Okay.
And back in Nahum verse 3 and 5, behold, I am against thee, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms your shame.
Yeah, so you see how this place more we get the more Yahweh Bashim Ashai is closing the curtains on this place, the more it's getting exposed. So those skirts are being lifted up. You see everything coming out with Hollywood dealing with this, all these so-called blood sacrifices. You see what's going on with the pedophilia, the child trafficking. Everything is coming to the light now about the dark secrets of America. Then last but not least, we got the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Ashai that's putting down the strongholds within the society. So everything is coming to the light on this place. It's been shared across the four corners of the world.
As you said there, Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on your glory.
You see America, they want to pass, slavery, what happened to us as a people. They want to take that out of the history books now, But you see, Yahweh Basham Shai, he keep putting fear upon these directors. They keep pointing out these slavery movies, man. He wants this to be remembered.
Yeah, they remove all these different Confederate statues. People all up in arms about. So like, well, you're removing our history.
you know, even the state of Mississippi flag was taken away, you know, and because it was the Confederate flag that represented to a lot of so-called Negroes, you know, racist time period, you know, and so that pressure urged the state of Mississippi to change to something more simple to grow here. It's
Like the brother Ben stated, aggressive, and they're both. That's how you can't control
Yeah,
it.
but just look at TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, how much information coming out about the so-called, you know, facts. You know, with this the TikTok information, man. Everything's coming out to the light now. Everybody exposing people who got it. They warning people to not get it. You know what I'm saying?
And the information the prophets bring it out. That's shameful spewing on America,
That's
man.
not all right
You
there.
got the whistleblowers of Esau, Edom, and these other nations. They come out to the forefront.
Obadiah verse 6. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Yeah, that's by the way of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, putting his spirit upon his elect, man. We're coming out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah, proclaiming the downfall of this place.
Yeah, you got somebody that's rich and a celebrity, like some woman like Oprah or somebody, right? But then all of a sudden, her past starts coming up, and you know she had been in prison and she got accused of this and that. It was sought up. Somebody brought forth, you know, brought the information up. Got them ugly mug shots of her from the 90s or something, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, she did all that.
That's right. So you got to think about, like, in these last days, who is the Most High through His Son Yahweh Shai raised up in these last days, go against these evildoers, you know, these workers of iniquity, you know. So let's answer that.
Sirach 36 and 14. Sirach 36 and 14. Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory.
Yeah, let's go into the divine prophets, you know.
Verse 15. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning.
And part of the testimony is part of having this prophecy, man, of Yahweh Shai. As it says, the spirit, testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Roughly paraphrasing. Part of that prophecy is the downfall of America. That's given to his hopefully elect, man. You know,
And that's what that means. I just thought about this a couple of days ago when Yahweh Shah said that I am in you, and my Father's in me, via the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of prophecy, right?
And raise up prophets that have been in thy name.
names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know,
Hey, since he said there, I got a master. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor.
So who is that?
Right.
The same man, which are the prophets.
Brutus, right, man. Verse 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful.
That's right. You know,
And reward thee salvation.
Yeah.
You get paid for, hey, ODB made the point last week. Hey, what a difference a penny made. Like, you know, we think about when you make an investment, you need to invest 10,000, 20, 50, 100,000, 200,000. You know what I'm saying? But look, the Most High gave us a penny, you know, through his son Yahweh Shai, and said, you know what, invest this penny and stay with this penny. And look, a fucking penny can become the kingdom of heaven, man. A penny. One little penny.
Faith is the grain of a mustard seed.
Yeah.
You know,
You think about how it grew.
That's right.
You know, so, well, brother had brought up Albert Bivens. Like you said, the mustard seeds started off with one man, and look how it flourished to this point. You know, when you think about the Apostles 2007, you know, there are a few brothers coming in there now. So,
proliferate.
that's right.
And then it said, let thy prophets, you know, be found faithful. Hey, because you have men who have been teaching that have not moved from what they've been teaching on, man. You look at the apostles and elders, they haven't moved from what they've been teaching, man. They've been faithful, all right, to the doctrine, man, which is the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You have men that have changed doctrines over the years, men disappeared, came back. But it said, let thy prophets be found faithful, man. So the Lord set up particular men that's unmovable, man. When it comes to the doctrine, when it comes to the faith, when it comes to the name, you know, you have men that ain't budge, man.
That's right. You would say you got 7,000.
Yep,
That's right.
They ain't took
That's right.
out of the league.
And you'll see these guys who, fell off and went to the old school with the apostles, and they'll ask them questions about the apostles. Of course they don't like them like that, but they'll give them their props. Like, they stuck in this, man. They still doing it until this day, man. So you gotta give a man of his work what he's been doing for many years, man. He's sticking to the program.
It's like a basketball player that you may not like, but hell, he's putting up 20-10 every night for the past 20 years. You may not like the nigga, but you gotta respect him.
Gotta respect
You gotta respect him. Hey, back in Nahum 3:6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee bow, and will set you as a gazing stock.
All right, so let's deal with Ezekiel 24.
I did Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore, thus said Yahweh Shah, woe to the bloody city, to the post of scum is therein.
Yeah, so the Most High compared this place to filth. It's scum, man. Think about it spiritually or moral aspect. You already know. You just see these people walking around how they got bad fucking diets and things of that sort. Man, these people are totally filthy out here. So this is like a place of scum. Go ahead, bro.
And whose scum is not gone out of it.
And jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. Therefore said Yahweh Shah, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the power for this fire great.
That's right. So the Most High, he's like looking at this place, America, as that great altar, for their sacrifice. That's what it stated that he has a sacrifice made in Basra. So he's getting all the coals, he's heaping up to the woods. He's getting a fire, he's spicing it up. So that big cauldron is gonna be these people. They're gonna be the great sacrifices of America. You got to think about 2/3 of our people that's not with Yahweh Shah, these other nations. So they're gonna be a part of that burnt offering that Yahweh Shah is gonna bring upon this earth. That's starting with the nuclear warfare and also the chariots of Yahweh Shah. Right? So as you've seen that he's making this powerful fire great, man. That's why I stated that when the Lord comes back, he's gonna plead with all flesh.
Hang on, quick, real quick. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 32. Thou shalt be for fuel to the fire.
That's right, man.
Thy blood shall be in the midst of the land. Thou shalt be no more remembered, for I, the Lord, have spoken.
That's that sacrifice made in Basra, man. All these people that's not worthy of Yahweh Shah, they're gonna be burnt offerings, man.
Yeah, and all those, just imagine millions of spirits going back to the Father at one time. It's gonna be
Like a sweet savor
a sweet savor
to his nostrils. Okay. All right. Y'all got something?
Yeah, I got something real quick. All right. Jeremiah chapter 49. Jeremiah chapter 49, and gets to the point, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he should not be able to hide himself.
They're going to shame. All right, so everybody knows from the spirit of Yahweh Shah with the prophets who the wicked is. You know what I'm saying? And how he gets down, from a spiritual standpoint, and then how he's going to these other countries, taking over things of that nature. So with the spirit of Yahweh Shah, the Most High has stripped that clothing off of him and showing the world who he truly is. That's right.
Like I say, he made bare. Even with his NWO plan, brothers is breaking it down all the way to the nanotechnology, man. Going to his messenger, RNA. Everything is being broken down. Like what his end goal, is being made bare. Like you can see everything now.
Yeah. Hey, to add on what you're saying, brother, going back to that TikTok vid you saw, the PJs, they had mentioned how that flu shot, it can change the DNA. They was like, you ain't gonna take this, we'll find another way to change the DNA. So they just straight up put it out.
Yeah. Because they know people are stupid.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we think about the New World Order, it's really about the ultimate goal is to get their birthright back. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want, but it's in the form of the New World Order. You know what I'm saying? Where you have 500 million people on Earth, but guess what? Within that 500 million people, all the Israelites have to be out the world in order to get their birthright back.
Like that's why I think that's why it's so important. It's only last 3 months. You took it 3 months, come back 3 months. That's why you're gonna change your DNA every 3 months. You got the booster shots. That's gonna change you. That's how you're gonna change your DNA by going every 3 months.
Nah, that's a beautiful point, bro. then how the scripture said how have we made Esau fair, right? If you ever saw like a video where there was a group of men in a room and they were conspiring how to basically take over the world, but with those men didn't know that the door was open and the camera was filming them the whole time. So now they want to run in here to close the door. Like everything you're doing is been exposed now.
Right. That was the biggest strength of the so-called Illuminati, their secrecy. You know what I'm saying? So now their secrets being it's getting slid under the door now. That's through the spirit power. Yahweh shall expose it. Man. Everything in the dark is coming to the light now. You know? All right.
Hey, this is Jeremiah 50 and 23. Cause the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken, cause Babylon becoming desolation among the nations.
Right. America is known as their hammer, you know, through first and foremost that sword. You know, that was given to Esau Edom, and through his democracy, his ideologies, all his lies, he has enticed these other nations with, man. Military. Yes, military, it's economic warfare. He can really cause block trades on another country, man. Just by the you know. He can enslave another country just by means of his economic warfare. So he's considered as the hammer of the earth. You know,
Sanctions.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Sanctions. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like I say, Esau can hammer you into a third world country, man, with his economics.
Did it Cuba?
And block trade. Haiti. That's right.
Because those, no, go ahead, bro.
Now I'm saying over what's that country? Tanzania, if I'm not mistaken. The president there, he came out about Tanzania. Slovakia, Tanzania. He came out not too long ago before he got assassinated. He had samples of papaya and goat, and he sent those test samples to so-called COVID-19 testing. He came back positive. So when he found that out, he started saying that all this stuff was fake. And shortly after, they put him to death in March of this year, man.
He had 3 of them that died.
Haiti president.
The Haiti president, the president you named, I think he was another president somewhere over there in the Ivory Coast. You know what I'm saying? But basically, it's the same protocol. They agreed, not together probably, but they knew that it was all bullshit. You know, that's right. And also for hammer in Hebrew, destroyer.
Hey, Revelations 11:18. And 18 and 11, I will destroy them that destroy the earth. You know,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, this is Psalm 62 and 3. It says, how long will you imagine mischief against a man? He shall be slain, all of you. As a bow and wall shall you be, and as a tottering fence. You know, so we're looking at this society like a tottering fence. It's not stable. Nothing is stable here. You know, family is unstable. You know, people's belief system is unstable. Like you say, someone can believe something next week, then the week after they believe something else.
Yeah.
Nothing is stable here. You see, the financial system is not stable. You know, there's no stability within this society, man. You know, it's like a tottering fence.
that's right. They use that expression in the world. You straddling the fence.
Yep.
You know, shaky.
That's right, man. That's lukewarm. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, someone was up.
Yeah, I have some.
So, there you go. Closing one.
Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 46. And thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom.
China ambition is to be like America. China comes in the same spirit of America. You know,
They got the suit and ties. They got this spirit of 8 to 5,
Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McDonald's everywhere.
McDonald's, you know.
the women are driven to have
Careers.
professions. You know, you got what Buffalo Wild Wings, China. And shit.
Yeah.
You know, so these niggas got chopsticks picking up wings, man.
The women put careers over family.
That's wild.
That they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Right, because hey, at the end of the day, China was enticed how America thrived, but now it's much more. China actually wants to be in that top position, man. That's the end goal for China.
That's why everybody thinking now that China's a net superpower to rule.
Exactly. You have economists telling people that they need to move to Singapore and all that shit.
That's why they
The
made
whole
them.
world.
I'm sorry, bro. That's why they made them one called Jumper. They said that in the movie Jumper, he had the ability to go to the future. So y'all going to France, like trust me, go to China.
That's a great movie, man.
Yeah.
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions.
Right, so whatever America has done, China has done.
China really ahead.
Yeah, think about it now.
Yeah, well, I said movie into Asia when you were reading part two.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but it started out attempting to be like America. Now she's surpassing it, but she made herself an image of America.
Yeah, because the president of I want to say Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken, or Beijing, basically when Biden got elected, he said the sun is setting on the west.
Yep.
You know, so they looking at okay, this now it's our time.
Yep.
East. Yeah.
And it's Isaiah 3. It's like Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof.
That's what we see. The spirit of Egypt, we're just talking about spiritual Egypt. America's feeling. Their energy is gone.
Right.
You know, that feel that America had is gone. Everything is forced. Everybody fake happy. Everything's synthetic. You know, go ahead.
And how you know that too, daily, but then decades, like the 80s, you know, from the 90s, from the 2000s, you know, each decade was, you know, it becomes worse and worse.
Yep.
And now we see it daily now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the morality is getting worse, you know, because I did a lesson earlier. You had that guy, Tyler Creator. He's lusting over Jadakiss on live, man. You know?
And you know, and all these rappers supposed to be tough guys and gangsters, and then he still couldn't say what he wanted to say.
Nah, you can't.
You know?
You know, he's showing you that the morality is through. Like you say, the music is finished. All right, the food is worse. All right, the women are useless, and niggas just here. You know, so it's through. Yeah, bro.
I will destroy the counsel thereof.
You know, he said he's gonna destroy the council thereof. And look who's at the head, Biden. You know, he's the puppet. But see, just him being on TV all the time, that's pushing a real dumbed down energy in the earth, man.
That's right, man.
You know, people, you can't even just have outside the truth. You really can't have a conversation with nobody. You know, go ahead.
And your leader's supposed to be strong,
Yeah.
intelligent, witty,
Yeah,
charismatic,
this nigga just
manly.
you know, and then he been an open pedo. You know, he's doing all this pedo activity. Ain't nobody saying that. Yeah, creepy joke.
Yeah, but he won't come over, retire, right?
Right.
Yeah, no.
Cuomo.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he told him to retire.
Oh.
But look at all the shit he done. Touch a little bit girl.
yeah, he's much worse.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. And that should seek. That's right. And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and that should seek to the idols. Yeah, to the idols, and to the charmers,
And that council is actually going into the New World Order.
and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits.
And then to have familiar spirit because this place was founded on witchcraft. And see, like you say, that's how you know speaking about the elites because they're the ones that really tapped in. And see, the council of the elites failing because see everything is thrown together. See, the narrative is so crazy now that common people picking up on the masses that's that still duped, by the society. They're allotted to be destroyed. Then you're gonna have those that have to fulfill the prophecy on how the wicked, all the wicked would be against them going to the laborers, the common people, So they gotta feel that lot until they bow down to be destroyed. Then you're gonna have their remnant, the survivors, the house of David, gonna be the last one left. You see? But the Esau narrative had got so sloppy, it don't even make sense no more, man. You see? Go ahead.
And to the wizards,
Yep. Jump to verse 14.
This is Isaiah 19:14. And Moses had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yep. It's a perverse spirit mingled amongst this place, man. It's a very twisted, loose spirit in America, man. All right. Oh, you look at Lil Nas X, all right. Megan Thee Stallion, it's almost guaranteed that that's a man. It's a lot of people we see on TV. These are men.
And then those perverse spirits too is like those movements pushing it.
Yep.
The movements pushing the LGBTQ
Yeah.
the movements and what's pushed in the media, man.
Making it more acceptable.
Make them more acceptable, man. Because really, a lot of our, like, we're amongst ourselves most of the time. When you step outside of us and you talk to people in the world, a lot of them are okay with that.
Yeah.
They're enchanted.
Yeah, it's a freak show.
Yup.
And then Biden got in and just, signed executive order to turn this place to a freak show, man. You got
And they have caused Egypt to, and they have caused Egypt to err, and the worst thereof.
they have called Egypt to err. If you're in agreements with this, society, you're allied to the wickedest kingdom to ever exist, man. And that's why if you still believe the narrative of Esau, you're erring in every way. You're truly for wickedness, man. You have accepted this man's pseudoscience. You're accepting this man's pseudoscience. You accepted, his philosophies.
You worship the image of the beast.
Yeah, you worship the image of the beast. You erring in every way. Anybody that's still within this society and believe this narrative, we're watching them err in every way, man. Go ahead.
As a drunken man staggering in his own blood.
Yeah, and this is what they show you that America losing its glory. Because you see someone that had a lot of prestige, then you see them drunk and staggering. You like, damn, you look at them in a different light now. And that's how America is, man. This place is staggering in its own vomit. You see, all the philosophies that America used to push, the feminist movement, thug culture, street culture, democracy, Republican, Democrat, everybody's just stumbling in that same vomit. When you drunk, well, you throw it up.
Well, that's
now
why-
they're stumbling in. You got it.
That's why I said in First Ezra's 4, that wine maketh the king and the fatherless child the same.
Yeah.
So that wine, in this sense, is a philosophy that causes the king to stumble within his own wine that he drinketh, man. He, it's making him look bad, so to speak, man.
It's like self-control.
Yep.
All the lies catching up to him.
This is Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down.
Going back to the, I remember the perverse spirit in Babylon.
That's right, bro.
No.
Every house is shut up, that no man can come in.
Right.
Verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets.
So these people gonna be crying out for the truth, man. And let you know that this wine is not talking about actual wine, it's talking about the actual truth of the scriptures, man. They're gonna be seeking the prophets out there on the highways and the byways. But due to this so-called pandemic, all these different mandates, hey, the prophets gonna be gone, Go ahead, bro.
You want to ask something?
No, just basically answers.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna look for answers, and it's to the point now. This place is finished, man. Because now that they hitting our videos, they'll remove the whole video without you getting 3 strikes, man. Like that's starting to happen, brother. So, that's right.
All joy is darkened. The birth of the land is gone.
Let's go into Revelation 18 chapter. The Most High remember her sins, her iniquities, going to like the light of the candle should be remembered no more. Let's go into this faded glory of America. So when Yahweh Bashim shall remove those prophets, the willingness us, and that's when you know that this place is a wrap for it, man.
Yeah.
And coming back for it.
No, so ain't nobody checking for you no more, Babylon. That's right. Other nations they ain't checking for you like that in your ways and stuff like that, man. They're not enchanted. Like the BB King had the song, "The Thrill Is Gone," but within the lyrics of the song, he said, "I'm no more under your spell." He was like, "I'm no more under your spell. The thrill is gone."
It's gone, man.
So people have, that's why I said in Nahum 3 and 4, they have drunk your wine, but now the nations are mad. They're waking up from the spell.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. All right, Proverbs 13 and 9. All right. The light of the righteous rejoice, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah, so light the righteous rejoice start with our apostles and elders, great millstone. Just think about how long they've been laboring in this ministry. So now they're seeing the faded glory of America. So that's beautiful for them to witness that. And how much more our big brother Yahweh Shah, he's ready to get his lick back. He's ready to establish his kingdom on this earthly realm. So the light of the wicked is being rejoiced right now. That's why it says, rejoice over her, you holy prophets, Sorry.
I got a quick one too. Just to look it up. This is Sirach 10:31. It says, "He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?"
We're honoring our poverty with the truth.
That's right.
Because you can go do the
Yeah.
better for us.
So going into how we coming into glory now.
Mhm.
You see, if this man is coming out, that's why Jacob healed, Esau's heel.
Right.
It was going to be a undivided transition.
That's right.
You see, so we're seeing a transition because this is coming. This is our glory is coming back because, like we were going to the other day, anybody that red pill or anybody with some type of standard, the standard that they got to revert back to the scriptures now. You see, this is what we glory. This is what we shine at.
But they didn't get that from the churches.
Yeah.
All these people bringing out the scriptures to put women in their place, they didn't get that from the churches, man. And they got them from the elder apostles of Great Millstone, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right,
Yeah, that was it.
all right, Proverbs 13:10. Proverbs 13:9. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked should be put out.
So the lamp of the wicked, starting with America, going to Esau, Edom, his rulership. You got 2/3 of our people that spiritually invest into this place. So all of them are considered the wicked right now on this side, man. So Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to put them down. Let's go into America, that faded glory, man. So I brought this out. You always edified. I give all honor glory again too.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakadash.
Double honors to our apostles, elders, Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere. Y'all stay strong. Keep pushing. Shalom.
Shalom. Mahapakah.